J. Frederick Smith here, Continental Realty of Jax, and we are at, what is this, 1642 West 30th. That's where we're at, 1642 West 30th Street in sunny Jacksonville, Florida. And we're just going to take a quick look around the inside of the house and see if there's anything interesting. This archway here, we'll start with that. I find it humorous that this archway that goes into this is the entry, by the way. I'm standing right in front of the front door. Here's the front door. So the archway, there we go, is barely 6 feet. Now look at that compared to this doorway. And you can see the difference. Probably a recent add-on. Why they did that, I don't know. But it's a little bit low. I can squeeze through it, but just barely. My hair rubs the top of that arch. In any case, living room is carpeted, hallway's carpeted. There is some stick-down tiles at the front door. That's what it appears to be anyway, some kind of stick-down tile. Maybe it's actually, okay, it's actually some sheet vinyl is what this is. This is sheet vinyl, it's not stick-down. I thought it was, but it's not. So this is a piece of sheet vinyl. It does not go all the way to the, well, maybe it does. Okay, so a piece of sheet vinyl here for the entryway, which is, I like it because that's waterproof compared to a lot of other types of vinyl flooring. It's nice. First bedroom on the right. 9-foot high ceilings, thank you. I really appreciate the ceiling height. I like the gray and the white contrast. As far as the paint colors go, the blinds look like they're in good shape. We talked about the windows already because they are original and really should be replaced. The thing about single pane windows, older ones especially, is that they don't allow the window to insulate the house. And what I mean by that is the window allows the heat or cold from the outside and the inside to transfer to the other side of the glass. So when it's hot out and it's cold outside and it's cold inside the house, the cold goes out and the heat comes in. You need 2 panes of glass at least to have decent insulation in a window, because it's not really the glass then that's insulating, it's the air between the 2 panes of glass. So anyway, now that I've lectured you on that, we're looking at the closet in bedroom number 1. It's about maybe 5 feet by 36 inches with a bar and a shelf, although this bar is too high and so is the shelf, which makes it very hard to get anything of sizable up here. And why did they put a ceiling on it? There's this little space up above. I guess you can put stuff on the top too, but gosh, you know, why do that? Well, you could just run this wall here all the way to the ceiling, and then your shelf inside would be great, and it would not look like an added on thing, which is probably what it is. Looks like we used to have a door here that they've sealed in. They haven't done a beautiful job of the work on it. There is some rather thick mud in some places, but it's sealed in. And so we're gonna go down the hall and see what it is. Oh, well, when we get there. That was that spot. So you've got a little cubby in the living room for figurines. You know, my wife is a Filipina, and she has a cubby like this, and she just puts her, she's Catholic, and she puts her statuary in these. We've got a couple of different cubbies in the house, and so that's what she has in there. But you know, you can put whatever you want here. You could put your alarm clock there, or you could put a phone there. Oh yeah, we don't do that anymore. You could put, I don't know, maybe it's just a shelf where you're gonna stand and eat your lunch. Who knows? In any case, doesn't matter. In the living room, once again, 9-foot high ceilings, lots of light coming in from the window at the front porch, and then off to this side, carpet with some dead roaches. But these are not the bad roaches. These are the ones that really belong outside. It's the little German roaches that are the bad ones. Hopefully we don't have any of those. We'll look in the kitchen at the cabinets here in a second, but the floors are that same sheet vinyl that we saw in the entryway, and it's one big piece of flooring, which I really appreciate, especially in the kitchen. That means you're not gonna have a lot of problems when it comes to water. Now we're going through this little door here. I thought this is a bedroom, and I guess it is a bedroom. Oh, there we see, we've got one running. Come on, get out of here, buddy. Furnace is in here. You can tell because of the louver doors, and I can hear it. Nice, newer HVAC, looks pretty good. Floors, wish they put something down to hide the yucky floor and done some work on the walls. Oh, here's one thing though of interest. If you look back here, you can see some cracking in the wall, and this kind of cracking usually is from the house settling. That's why you would see that. So I'm curious what it is that's going on in the walls here. Now, here's the doorway that was sealed in that we already looked at, and there's another doorway over here that's the same. So I'm kind of curious about this. I guess this is supposed to be the master because there's a restroom off of it, but this bathroom or bedroom is about half the size. It maybe 11 by 14 in size. Same high ceilings, that's nice. No ceiling fan, but it's a pretty small little bedroom with a little closet over there, probably similar to the one we already looked at. And there is your attic access. It's a tiny little guy to get up in there. Now, some people could squeeze in that. I don't think everybody could. That's maybe a foot by 18 inches. Pretty tiny. I could barely get my head in there. Yeah, I know. All right, so bathroom off of the bedroom, same sheet vinyl. Thank you. I appreciate it when you use the same floors everywhere. Lots of light from the two big windows. It's a good thing that the blinds are there because, you know, if you're here, guess who's looking in at you, right? With the blinds, at least you don't have to expose yourself to everybody. And the same with this one. If you happen to be here, you know, at least with the blinds there, you don't have to let your neighbors know what you're doing. Fun. If that's open, they could probably see in the mirror too and get a double, right? So there's not a medicine cabinet, but there is a little shelf and then a little tiny vanity. And then this is kind of a weird entrance because it actually comes from this small bedroom, but it also comes from the big bedroom that's here. So this is a Jack and Jill. That's what this restroom is called. It's called a Jack and Jill. So there's a Jack and Jill restroom. Now, if this is going to be a house where you're having guests over, then where are they going to go, right? Are they going to walk through your bedroom to get to the restroom? Maybe. You maybe have to turn that little bedroom into an office and then they have to go through the office to get to it or something. Anyway, this has to be the master. At this point, it's definitely the biggest. At 16, I would say by 16 as far as size goes. You could fit a king bed in here. There wouldn't be a lot of room left, but you definitely could fit one. And there's lots of lights from the big panel windows on two sides of the room because this is sitting in the corner, which is really nice. I like the high ceilings, but here's that cracking that we were looking at. And you know the problem with this cracking, it looks like they painted before the cracking. You see that? Because if they painted while those cracks were there, there'd be paint in the cracks. And I'm not seeing any, which makes me nervous. It makes me nervous. I wonder what's happening with the house when the wall, this particular wall, is settling as much as it is, right? I wonder what's happening. Okay, we're in the kitchen now. So kitchen, lots of roaches. Again, we do have a lot of roaches. Sheet vinyl, we talked about that. What is this, square D panel? Yep, it's a square D panel. Okay, that's fine. Probably not an issue. Labeled nicely. Breakers look nice. You don't have the main here because this panel is a new addition to the house. And on the new panels, according to code now, the main breaker has to be outside by the meter so that if there's a fire, the firefighters can turn off the power to the house. Okay, so this little white box thing here is kind of a common feature in this kind of home in Jacksonville. And in there is where the water heater is. Why didn't they just turn it into a pantry? I don't know. They should have, because then at least you'd have had some shelf space and whatnot instead of making this nasty looking white box out of plywood. Just build a pantry there. Then you've got some shelves and your water heater, a little storage, because frankly, you know, the kitchen cabinets, there's not very many. And so you're not going to have a lot of place to store your stuff. The range goes over here. There's no place for a range hood. That's something that you're going to have to consider because you really need one. Something to fan out or exhaust out the smoke when you catch your barbecued chicken on fire on the burner or whatever, right? So no place to exhaust anything. That's a concern to me. Cabinets. So you've got one little corner cabinet, and this one here with the drawer and a door. Then under the sink, then this one here with a drawer and a door, a small upper, and then a standard size upper. So I think my house has like 4 times this much. My house isn't that big. It just has a lot of cabinets because I like having cabinets. And I have a pantry instead of that. All right. In any case, the 9-foot high ceilings are really good. Have those everywhere. I appreciate that. I'm once again happy about the fact that the sheet vinyl is down here again. We're going to step in here. Looks like this is the laundry room. How's it here? Aha. Okay, so we've got the first place, we've got a little different flooring. So we've got, this is some LVP flooring. This is not high-end LVP. It's just the cheapo LVP. And they didn't do a great job of installing it. The cut edges here are pretty rotten. They didn't try to hide them or anything. They put some quarter round down to cover the edges up against the wall, but you know, you have to do it right when it's at the door jamb. And they did. So you've got your washer dryer hookups here. And guess what? There is another little restroom. It's well, I call it a half bath, but it's barely a half bath, but it is. Okay, so you've got a little vanity. You've got a nasty toilet. I don't know what's in there. I don't want to know. And you got a little mirror. And then the light is a light fan combination. That's perfect. That's exactly what you want because, you know, well, for just a toilet room, this is like a water closet. The smell, of course, for your guests would be the main reason. But I like it that way in my big bathrooms too because if the light's on, that means you're in here, and that means if you're taking a shower or you're doing something, making some steam, at least the fan is coming on to help mitigate some of the staining and moss and mold that you get if you don't have the fan on. And frankly, most people don't turn their fan on when they go take a shower. Do you? I don't know. I do. Of course, my fan is wired to my lights, just in that same fashion. Okay, so this is a 2-bedroom with a Jack and Jill. 3-bedroom. It's a 3-bedroom, isn't it? It's a 3-bedroom. Yep, it's a 3-bedroom with a Jack and Jill bathroom from this bedroom over to the one that's on the other side of the wall. There's no bathroom access for this one that's in the front. Right here. I guess that could be your office, but I think I maybe would make this the office because that makes it easier for people to get in and out. Because that little toilet that's in the laundry, I don't know if that's good enough. I like the high ceilings. I don't mind seeing some cracking on the ceiling like that. I can see that there's been some work done. That doesn't bother me. This archway is interesting, but it's just a little bit too low for my head. You know, look at here. If I bring it up to the level you can see, you know, straight onto it, it hides, you can tell it's so much shorter than the door jamb over there, the door frame over there for that, whatever bedroom you want to call it. It has nice AC. The AC is good. I like that. The colors of the walls are nice. I don't really love this kind of a super thick texture. I mean, frankly, I hate that. But at least it's uniformly super thick everywhere. It's not just in one place. I like the high trim. I do. I like the high trim. I wish that the windows had been replaced. Now this one looks like it's a newer window here. It's double pane. But none of the others are. You have to replace all the rest of your outside windows or your heat bill is going to be outrageous. I mean, it's going to be just more than you want. And I think the JEA might have some programs to help cover some of the cost of having windows installed when it's in a low-income neighborhood, which this definitely is. Okay. Carpet's not my favorite. I don't mind it in the bedrooms, but I'd rather not have it in the halls or the living room areas, simply because, you know, it gets dirty, it tracks stuff in. In the bedroom, I like it because You know, some days it does get cold in here, and I like to get out of the bed in the middle of the night. And when I step down on that cold tile, my feet don't appreciate that. But when it's carpet, well, it's okay. So I guess, all things considered, this is not a bad little 3-bedroom house. Would it go FHA? Hard to say. Problems have to do with what we saw on the outside with the lead-based paint, and some of the rot would have to be taken care of probably. Now, that's not saying that every inspector is going to notice that kind of thing, but I would plan on it because, you know, what if they do? Then where are you at? So, well, the answer to that question would be we would be asking the seller to do some repairs. That's where we would be at. And but the inside of the house, the layout's kind of interesting. It's not a normal layout, but the rooms are not too bad as far as size goes. I almost wish this was a 2-bedroom, and then it would have been so much more spacious inside. You know what I mean? Kind of wish it was a 2-bedroom, but hey, it's okay. All things considered, like I said, I think it's a good little house, especially for the money. And if we could get it to go FHA, well, I think you got yourself a good deal then. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here. Get it all back locked up again. And I'm going to take off, and I will see you guys at the next one.